So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Nobel laureate, Baptist minister, and African-American civil rights leader. He is one of the most significant leaders in United States history and in the modern history of nonviolence. His main legacy was to secure progress on civil rights, and he has become a human rights icon. Dr. King became a civil rights activist early in his career. He was the leader of the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott, which began when Rosa Parks refused to yield her seat to a white person. Dr. King was arrested during this campaign, which ended with a United States Supreme Court decision outlawing racial segregation on interstate buses. He helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957 and served as its first president. Dr. King was adherent to the philosophies of nonviolent disobedience used successfully in India by Mohandas Gandhi. He correctly identified that organized nonviolent protest, when violently attacked by racist entities and covered extensively by the media, would create a wave of pro-civil rights public opinion. Dr. King's efforts led to the 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech. There he raised public consciousness of the civil rights movement and established himself as one of the greatest orators in U.S. history. Dr. King organized and led marches for desegregation, the right to vote, and other basic civil rights. Most of these rights were later successfully enacted into United States law with the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. In 1964, Dr. King became the youngest person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for his work to end racial segregation and racial discrimination through civil disobedience and other nonviolent means. By the time of his death in 1968, he had refocused his efforts on ending poverty and opposing the Vietnam War. Dr. King was assassinated on April 4, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee. Since his death, Dr. King's reputation has grown to become one of the most revered names in American history, where he is often compared to Abraham Lincoln. While Dr. King's remarkable life ended prematurely, his efforts to create freedom and equality for all is finally becoming a reality.
When we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.